Hey everyone, Josh Kelly, Citadel Benefits Group. I'm really excited to be here today with Justin Carrington and Gabe Ross. I've been working with Justin and Gabe now for a couple of years now on the benefits side. These guys are both amazing agents. They do a lot in the individual life side, and then of course they work with us on the SMERP with the group benefits, and they're one of our top brokers every year. And anytime somebody really smart has something to say, I try to listen. And we never try to put anything out there that we haven't tested ourselves or we personally know or have used the product. And what's so cool about this is these guys are great agents, and maybe I'm stealing Gabe's thunder a little bit, but this product that we're going to show you and talk to you about today, Personify, they built it for them. I mean, they needed it and they built it for themselves to help them with their business. And then they're like, you know what, other people need this. So I'm really excited for you to see this. We're going to get a little nerdy a few times in here, but it's really good information. This video is going to be a little longer than normal, just because there's so many different things that Personify can help you with in your agency or really any business. Obviously, who we're talking to today is if you're watching this, you're probably an insurance agent. But if you're somebody else watching it, they can make this work for any business, especially any businesses that sell to other businesses on there. But with that being said, let's kick it off and get going, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. We appreciate it. And as you mentioned, this was born out of our need. We've been working with you and with the wellness program and the SMERP, the things that we've run into because it is still somewhat new-ish in the world of benefits and taxes, even though the tax codes have been around forever. There's just a lack of awareness or either undereducation or miseducation. And so we thought, well, what if there was a way we could really help reach the masses, educate them in ways that we couldn't do necessarily organically on our own. And so we started searching for different ways to reach out to people. So let me share my screen and then we'll go through our presentation and share a little bit about who we are and what we do. So as I mentioned, our company's Personify, and the whole goal there is empowering human connection. We'll talk about in just a minute. But I like to talk about pain points because we had a couple of pain points, the awareness and education pieces surrounding the SMERP. But for most businesses, there are five or so that are pretty primary. I would say everybody would say they struggle with personnel, whether that is personnel in your office, another agent that you're relying on to try to make sales or bring in commissions. And I always joke and say, well, if you're a sole prop or you're an individual agent and you're like, well, I don't have a personnel problem, you are your personnel problem because just keeping up with your schedule and your motivation. But personnel has always been a struggle for businesses. The other is leads. How do I find people to talk to? And not just people, but people who really want to talk about what you have to offer, or people who are struggling for a solution for the service that you provide. And then the third one I would say is communication. And once you've found the right people, how do you communicate in a way that they're going to listen to what you have to say about the solution that you provide? Because people are inundated all day long with all kinds of noise, all kinds of messages, and most of us either ignore text messages, ignore emails. So how do you find a way to reach the masses, but not just the masses, but how do you find a way to reach the right people in the masses? And with all of the amount of noise, how do you find a way to communicate clearly and directly in a way that that person is going to hear the things you're trying to say to solve their problem? So that's what we went looking for. How do we reach people outside of our general area or people we know in our warm market when it comes to the wellness program? And as you mentioned, Josh, you're right. This works with any business. We've talked to several different businesses and different niches and different industries. And so we can help in any category or vertical you might have. So let's talk about what that looks like in utilizing Personify to help you reach those people. So as you know, because you have personnel struggles, you don't have enough people to talk to potential clients. What if there was a way you could kind of streamline some of that automation as far as sending messages to the right people on a continual basis? It probably would save you a lot of time if you could streamline your repetitive tasks. probably could minimize the cost of resources it takes to be able to reach those people, which then is going to reduce your stress in trying to increase your business and grow your sales. So that's what the solutions we have to offer. That's what they provide. So we're going to talk a little bit about AI. AI is here and it's here to stay. We're kind of in this evolution. I wouldn't say revolution. We're getting close to the revolution. The revolution will occur by the end of this year. But the evolution piece is it is evolving and changing. And so I would ask people, how many people would you say on a given day say they interact actively with AI? And it's typically a third of people. 33% of people would say, yeah, I know that I'm interacting with some type of artificial intelligence. When in reality, it's actually 77% of people utilize AI. And it's in all different use cases. It's if you have Siri or Alexa, or you use Uber or Lyft, whether that's for recommendations on music, or trying to make reservations for dinner, or getting a medical diagnosis based on some of the conditions that you might have. AI is evolving, and we're about to experience a revolution, so that people need to be thinking about, how do I implement this into my business? About a year or two ago, AI was a competitive and strategic advantage. It's going to be by the end of this year where it's not just an advantage to have it, it's going to be a disadvantage to not have it. It's going to be crucial to utilize in your business for survival and growth in this modern business world. So that's where we generated and came up with the idea for this business. How can we generate leads more effectively? How can we deal with personnel and costs and utilize some of the AI and automations that are available to do some of the similar tasks that we do every single day in trying to promote our business? And then how can we reach people intelligently in a way that's going to engage them in conversation that they want to listen to what we actually have to say? All right, Josh, any questions on that before I go into the different components there?
No, bro, I think you got it all right there. I'm excited to for everybody to see all the stuff. I mean, here's the thing: everybody needs more time, and that's the most precious thing we have. And the amount of time that we spend as business owners, as agents, whatever, people that are generating revenue on what I call $8 an hour work, is ridiculous. And all these things that you guys have created in this, what I love the most about it is giving me my time back. And this isn't really $8 an hour stuff that you're replicating here. It's really, really important things. And my favorite thing is robots don't mess up. I don't have to worry about what they say. So I'm excited for everybody to see this next part.
Okay. Well, let's talk about lead generation for just a second, because if you don't have clients, you can't make sales. And if you don't make sales, you can't make money. So no matter what you say, no matter what system or product or program you have, it's nothing without people to talk to. And so let's talk about lead generation. First of all, we know it's a numbers game. We know that not everybody you talk to is going to be interested in the product, service, or offering that you have, right? But you have to talk to a lot of people to find those people. So that's part of the issue with a sales-based or sales-oriented business. Is there's such a large group of people that you have to reach out to and touch, that it can make it exhausting or expensive to do that. And so then let's just say you do have an ability to reach out to the masses. Well, not everybody, again, wants what you have to offer. So how do you reach out to the right people? How do you connect with people who are looking for what you have to offer? Because those are the best people. The people who are thinking about, in need of, or already purchasing what you have to offer are the people you really want to be talking to. You don't want to spend your time or waste your time trying to reach or talk to anybody else. You want to connect with those people that are looking for what you have to offer. And then the other piece is you might find some of those people, but again, because of the nature of sales, we know everybody is not ready to purchase on the first conversation. We also know, based on statistics, that most sales happen between the 7th and 10th or 7th and 12th touch. But how many of us are willing to, or have the time to, follow up with that client or potential client 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. We just get exhausted. We get distracted. It costs too much of our time or our resources to do that. So we wanted to find a way where we could utilize automations and AI to be able to do the follow-ups and the touch points for us, so that when somebody finally was ready to listen, or the timing happened to be just right, we were there, top of mind, in front of them, that we would be the people that they would reach out to and have conversation with. So that's what we're looking at, and that's what we want to do. So let me let Justin just really quick, let me stop sharing and let him share a little bit about the lead generation tool that we've developed that helps you reach the masses, but not just the masses, that helps you reach the ideal client for what you're trying to offer or sell.
All right, so let me share here. It's not wanting to let me share. There it goes. Can you guys see that well? Okay. There we go. Okay, sorry, my mouth is not working there for a moment. So we started. This is the lead generation tool. When you first log into it for the very first time, it's going to ask you your business profile, and we're going to set help you set that up. There'll be walkthroughs to set that up.
It's 10 o'clock.
For time savings, we have that set up for Josh already here. We have his business name, his business website, what he sells, what does it help, who does it help, and this would be businesses. I'm sorry. And then what does it do for them? So it saves businesses on taxes while enhancing employee benefits with no change to their take-home pay. The contact person, of course, is Josh. And then we have the personality. So this is the personality of your AI bot and system there. We want it to be professional, helpful, and fun. So we want it to be professional, but not too professional, so it sounds like they're talking to a robot or somebody who they can't understand. So once you have all this set up, we're going to go down to integration. This tool will connect with any CRM that you have. We have this one connected to Josh's Personify CRM. Then we're going to go down to AI training. So what we've done here is we've put in Josh's website. We put in some custom links. All of these are paused. But what it's done here is it has scoured his website to pull all of the individual pages and links and anything else, the verbiage. And we're going to use those, the AI bot will use those to find your ideal client and then how to interact with your ideal client. So just for time's sake, again, we have all that done. You can add PDFs, Q&As, text messages, or not text messages, but text prompts. But for now, we just have this link to his website. And then it's going to give you your ICP, so this is going to work perfect for Citadel. He needs to reach out to human resources, finances, management, HR manager, insurance specialists, the benefits advisors, and then some top industries would be insurance, automotive, and education. Once you have that, you can go down and start a new search. There are 5 ways to search for people. And then a Facebook group search is coming soon. But the first one is a people search. We have a whole video that breaks down each one of these searches. But for today, we're going to look at a company search. So this will find companies in any given area and industry nationwide, and internationally as well. And this will consume 1 credit per company. So these plans come with 500 credits. So it doesn't matter how many emails this returns to you or how many contacts it returns to you. It's only going to charge you 1 credit per company that it returns. So we've got a saved search, but you can search for business type, the location, the search type, and then save it to a saved list. So we pulled a list for Josh for, um, let's see, engineering firms in Kansas. So we're going to pull this list up, um, and it is set to pull 10 contacts per search. So that way it's not going to use all 500 credits on one search. You're going to use about 10 at a time. So let's say it pulls up First Energy Corporation, and that company has 10 emails. So here's the employee relations manager, market policy, operations, store manager, construction, revenue operations, and then HR business partner. So we would want to pull this HR business partner probably and this employee relations manager out. We're going to send those over to the CRM. And then the CRM, the way Gabe has that set up, is it's gonna start reaching out to these people as a drip campaign. And I'll let Gabe kind of go more into that and show you how all of that is set up.
Before you go into that part, Gabe, so just so everybody knows, like on that, like you literally can search and find whatever you want. Which that's one of the cool things about it, for like us selling to other businesses, in which the cool thing about the Smurf is it works for any business. You just pick a vertical, and so like on the engineering firms, when you click on it, it gives you a ton of information. And otherwise that information that he got within 2 clicks, it would have took me, 2 hours worth of research to go in and find all this information. And even if I could find it all on the internet, like the bot did it all for you and found everything, which again, talking about that speed that you can get access to with that. So I just think that's really important. And you can drill that down to really anywhere you want to go. I mean, you can get super, super specific in all of that.
Yeah, let me go actually back into this because that brings up a good point that I forgot to go over. Sorry, Gabe. Uh, so let's go back to this First Energy Corporation, and we want to reach out to Brian here or the First Energy Corporation. So this is going to generate a direct message. And before it does that, it's going to do some research on this company. And then, of course, it already knows about Citadel and what Citadel offers. Um, but the AI is going to generate an email that would reach out to this company and tell them, hey, we're not just calling you out of the blue. We looked you up. We've done a little bit of research. It tells them how many employees they have, things like that. Uh, is that kind of what you were getting into there? It pulls their socials, their Facebook, their YouTube, their Twitter, their LinkedIn. Tells you they have Google Tag Managers installed. There's just a ton of information. This is their employee count and then their rating and how many people have rated them.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it's just so easy to get that information. You have it in one spot. I mean, and as we know, I mean, 6,700 employees. It's a big fish. That's a great account type of deal, and you've got all the decision makers there. And you can go back, rewind this video, and pause on that email there and read through it. I mean, it was really good email. I mean, it's really, really good. A couple of tweaks you can make on it, and fire it off. But I mean, what's the cost of doing that? Really, what's the cost of not doing that? I mean, so what? They don't respond. Well, what if they do respond? That was took 10 seconds, to do something like that. And it's a targeted one-off deal, but you got the speed of, not necessarily massive blast to everyone, but it's a targeted with speed. And so I just I mean, I think that's great if you want to drill in and find a certain, niche that you're sitting there looking for, or niche. Sorry, I said that wrong. And Yeah, I just think this is what an amazing thing. Now, if you're not somebody that's out prospecting every day and not trying to get new clients, this isn't for you. This probably isn't for everybody, but if you're actively trying to grow your business, this is a great, thing to put in with the rest of your bag of tricks.
Well, and on that, there are some people, because I agree that that if you're not working, that this probably isn't for you because you're not wanting to spend the money to make it work. But uh, for the people that don't want to get out there, how different would your business be if this automated tool was reaching out to 30 to 50 businesses every single day, and you didn't have to touch it but about once a day for 8 or 10 minutes? That's a home run.
For sure, absolutely. So, as you guys said, so Josh, the leads part may not be for everybody. They may not need to pull that many leads, or they may already have a database or clientele that they're already working with. They already have a source for how they generate conversations with potential clients. It doesn't mean that Personify is not for them, but that leads portion may not be. They may need to have a way to do the follow-ups and communication. So let me share a little bit about what the next part of our software offers. And it's the intelligent communication. So, as we talked about with the follow ups, it's hard for us to touch base with a potential client 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times because it leaves our thought. We get busy with other things, or you just get tired of being told no. So, that's the next piece that we have developed within our software is a drip campaign, a workflow, if you will, automated messages that go out to potential clients because that automated messaging, it doesn't get tired. It doesn't get bored. It doesn't get its feelings hurt if somebody doesn't answer the phone or respond to an email or a text message. So the automated messaging is designed to reach out to those people to have those conversations. So personalized messages, automated messages, whether that's text message or email. And we do worry about compliance. So we do get consent if we're planning to send a text message. We want to make sure we're A2P compliant. And then also those follow-ups that we talked about. So what if there was a way you could set it one time instead of having to do it for every potential client or every potential lead, that you could send personalized messages that would reach out consistently to try to nurture them or lead them to a potential sale or an appointment where you can sit down and they're ready to be engaged to have the conversation about what it is you have to offer. So that's the other piece. The piece that you said you were excited about is including some AI. So I've blurred out a little bit of private information, but this is part of our CRM. These are some messages that take place. Now, the first two messages, this is me, and I've already automated these messages to go out. So for any lead that comes in for this specific category, which would be for mortgage protection, I have a message that goes out and sends to the people who have raised their hand and said, hey, I might be interested. So I'm telling them I'm going to give them a call back about their mortgage, and this is their address. So the way our CRM works is it's going to pull that address from their contact instead of me having to type it in every single time for every individual and waste my time and spend all that time trying to personalize it or tailor it to every single potential lead and client. The system is designed to pull out that data about them and put it into the message. So then I'm going to follow up very quickly. I'm going to follow up very quickly about why I'm reaching out to them. Again, this is automated, going to go out to those potential leads. And then on the left-hand side, this is the client reaching out, or the lead. So you notice here, the original lead's name was Richard, and then the person who responded back happened to be Penny, his wife. So at this point, this is the next part of our system, is the AI assistant or bot that you were talking about earlier, Josh, that you're most excited about. So if you're reaching out to tons of clients and they respond to you, you may or may not see it. You may be in a meeting. You may be busy with somebody else. Or maybe you just are gone to sleep for the day and you're tired. So the AI assistant will kick in when somebody responds and says, hey, I'd like to have a conversation. So at this point, we're going to see the AI interact with this lead while I'm in another meeting. So you and I would see this and go, okay, I'm reaching out to Richard. Penny has texted back, and we have the ability to reason with context. Okay, I need to direct my conversation toward Penny now, not toward Richard. Now, probably a lot of people are worried that the AI would mess up at this point and not have a conversation properly. So let's see how the AI responds. So it says, "Hi, Penny." It knows now we've shifted to talk about Penny, but it also knows we're actually talking about Richard, even though we're talking to Penny. So, "Hi, Penny, thanks for letting me know. I understand you're looking for pricing for Richard." So it's going to clarify in a very nice sort of way. So it's going to ask, I've got a few qualifying questions I need to know about. What are you looking for as far as the amount to cover your mortgage? She gives a couple of examples. And then again, the AI is going to kind of say, sure, I can help you with that, but I need to know a few things about Richard. Again, talking to Penny, but about Richard. And she didn't respond for about 14 minutes. So it's going to clarify once again. I want to make sure that we're talking about the right person. Can you clarify who the insurance is going to cover? She says Richard. So again, it has context and reasoning. The other part that's going to be interesting is she has answered 3 of my questions in one text message. You and I can conceptually and contextually pull that out. Whether an AI bot can do that, again, is maybe some of the fear or concern that people have in utilizing AI. She's going to tell me it's Richard. She's going to tell me his medical condition, and she's going to tell me his medication. Those are 3 separate things. So let's see how it handles that conversation. Thank you, Penny.
Hey, Gabe, can you hit pause on this real quick?
Yeah.
So I want to point out right here on this one part. I didn't know if that was a video or a click through or what, but training salespeople, training support staff is a huge thing, because we know as a business owner, even if you're just a solo agent, there's certain things you would say, you would recognize that they answered those 3 questions in that single deal right there. Most of your people right off the street would not, and I hate to say it like that, but and I'm not calling them dumb or whatever else, but we've all dealt with it. They wouldn't know to do that right off. Now, I don't know, it's just maybe we're raised different or what, but I think that's something that's very important right there, that I didn't have to go back and tell somebody, hey, you should have got all 3 of those. Why did you ask these other questions? They already told it to you, right? The simple things for us that make a lot of sense, not necessarily make sense to a lot of other people out there, and in the data collection phase on this right here, this is really important stuff. But realistically, that's not something I even have the patience to sit down and interact with on a regular basis all day long. But to have somebody super high level working on that, it's really expensive. It doesn't make sense. So I didn't want the people to skip over and breeze over how awesome what just happened was, that interaction. So sorry to interrupt. I just felt
you're good.
That was worth making sure they paid attention to that. All right.
Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit in a second. So thank you for bringing that up. So Penny said, it's going to say, hey, thanks, Penny. Diabetes and medication are helpful to know, because those are some qualifying things that need to know. And because we know everybody doesn't give you all of their information in one question or response, the AI assistant knows to ask again, any other medical conditions? Oh yeah, well, he takes this. Great. Besides that, now we're not going to, pound her to death with questions, but we do need to know, because that's critical to this conversation. Besides diabetes, Richard have any others? So she says yes, sleep apnea and CPAP. Now notice she didn't spell sleep apnea correct, but the bot picks up on it and knows that's what she's talking about. All right. So we'll skip ahead a little bit in the conversation, because it goes on for a little while. It needs to know when Richard was born so we can get an accurate quote. So she tells me 1 month and year, and it needs to know, so it clarifies, it needs to know what the date is. So it's going to ask the date. So it's going to say, okay, I've got the month, date, and year, just to make sure it's correct. Now, it's also going to add a little bit of relationship here. Oh, he's turning 48. What's that going to look like for his celebration? You can train it to ask those types of things or not. But this is the interesting part. And I wish I could show you exactly, but I don't want to for privacy. So we think it's, let's say 01 is the month, 01 is the date, and 01 is the year, right? So we think they were born on January 1st, 2001. That's what she told us. Well, she comes back and goes, oops, sorry, it's 010104. So she made a mistake and she didn't put it in the normal month, day, and year. So that's a little bit of a question and concern. Is the bot going to pick up on that? Is the assistant going to know? So it does. It picks up on it and says, oh, you're talking about this day, this month, and this year. And just to clarify, just to make sure. And it's going to ask a few more questions after that. But that's my favorite part, is that she didn't put it in the right format, and she messed up, and it knew to go back and ask it and clarify her response. So it's going to lead her all the way through an appointment, because that's the main goal here. So it's going to ask a little bit about when's a good time to have an appointment. She says evenings are best, 6 o'clock Central. So I've got an opening. So this is connected to my calendar. So the assistant doesn't have to come ask me because I'm doing something else. It knows to go check my calendar and to see kind of what times might work best, and then tell her, oh, I have this time available, 6:15, or I have a 7, or Thursday at 6:15. So she says Thursday's best. The AI says, great. I know she wants around 6 o'clock and she wants Thursday. So let me schedule an appointment for Thursday at 6:15. I'm going to move her along the sales pipeline in the CRM, and I'm going to send a message to the agent, to myself, and I'm going to send a message to the lead or the client, and they're going to get an appointment reminder for that as well. So that's one example of the automated messaging that kind of kickstarts the conversation, and then the AI assistant that begins to take over. And as Josh, you said, AI doesn't mess up. Now, sometimes it might. It probably will, just like humans. But the great thing is they don't ever sleep. They don't ever call in sick, and they never take a day off. And I was in a meeting when this happened, and this conversation went all the way through the qualification and led to an appointment that I didn't even have to be a part of. And so AI can be utilized through text message, email. We also have voice assistants that can have live conversations with people as well. So as you mentioned, it's costly to train an employee. And then sometimes you're not sure if that person you trained has all of the knowledge that you have, and whether they're going to respond in the same manner or tone in which you respond, because how your personnel and how your agents or how your employees respond speak to your brand and your culture as a business. And every time you train or release or send someone out, that's always a concern. Are they going to handle my business well so that my reputation in this industry or community continues the way I intended for it to do? And the AI assistants can be trained like your best sales representatives to speak with the knowledge that you have, but also to speak in the persona and personality in which you prefer as well.
Hey, Gabe, what does it say if somebody says, hey, are you a robot? Or are you a AI bot? What do you have it trained to say on something like that?
Depends on the client, depends on what the person desires. You can tell it not to, or you can tell it to say, yes, I am an assistant, an AI assistant here to help you with this business. If you prefer to talk to a real person, I can connect you with them. So depends on how you train it, what you prefer.
You can have some fun with it though too. Like I think I might change mine to say, yeah, I'm Josh's AI assistant. But he says I'm a lot smarter than everybody or something like that. You can have a lot of fun with that. I'm going to think about what I want that to say.
Yeah, for sure. You can have fun with it. You can play around with it. You can, like I said, the voice type, the personality, the persona. You can give it a couple of those things, but you can also tell it specifically, if it asks this, respond like this. If it says this, respond like that. So yeah, for sure, you can do that. Yeah, good question though. Yeah. Any other questions around the AI?
I think I just people coming to your website. I mean, and that's the thing nowadays. I mean, I know if I want some information about something, I'm going to the website first. I'm going to the website first. I'm going to, social media first. I'm going to scope it out online before I pick up the phone and call somebody. I mean, it's just the way we do business now.
So let's do that. Let's go to your website. Now, This is not your website, but we made a mock-up of your website. And so it's just a screenshot of what your homepage looks like. And we know your business, but we don't know all the ins and outs of your business. So the assistant may or may not get everything exactly perfect because we've not sat with you and trained it to the fullest extent it needs to be. But it's pretty close, pretty accurate. So as Josh said, maybe somebody comes to your website and you don't have anything except for a contact form or a phone number. And how many people really want to pick up the phone and call you these days? Not very many. They'd rather text. Most people would rather do that. So this can live on your website, and let's just say we want to have a conversation. Yeah, I'm interested in that tax savings plan I heard about on TikTok when it wasn't pulled down. All right, so let's see. Talk about having fun. Let's see what the bot does. Now, I didn't tell it specifically. I'm acting like a potential business owner, and I don't really know what the SMRP is or the wellness program. I just know I heard about some type of savings. So the bot says, "Great, I'd be happy to discuss our tax savings plan for employees that offers significant benefits from the first month," which is a nice little nuance. It's not an end of the year tax savings that you like to say. You can realize that tax savings immediately. What specific aspects are you most interested in learning? Does it offer additional benefits? So let's see what it says here. And it's designed to have a little bit of a delay, so it feels like you're interacting with a human. It's not going to respond immediately. Has the 3 dots here, so it feels like you're texting somebody as you would like on an iPhone. And so we'll wait for the response, see what it says. Yes, it does offer additional benefits. The plan allows employees to purchase supplemental benefits using pre-tax dollars. So, and then what type of benefits are you most interested in? Let's just switch gears a little bit. Who is the owner of Citadel? Let's see what it says. I think I might have put some of this information here. Let's see if we can figure it out. So again, it's supposed to no, doesn't have the ownership. I thought I put it in here, but I guess I didn't put who that is. So, all right. So let's talk about, do you offer this plan to businesses with 5 employees? But you could train the bot to know a little bit about you. I have mine trained that way, so that it'll say who I am, what I've done. You can train it to do that. So let's see what it says if we ask it if it offers the plan for 5 or less employees. It's going to pull from its understanding and knowledge. Absolutely, we have plans for 5 employees. So again, you can program this to say the things you want it to say. This is going to typically say yes, 10 or more, but he asked about 5, or I asked about 5, and you don't want to turn them away. So sure, let's not say no, but let's say we can tailor something. It might not be the SMRP, but it might be, let's see if we can offer something different to you so that you continue to have that person as a potential client. Okay, so this can live on your website. It can respond and reply if they reply to a text message, email, if that's on your Instagram, if that's on Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp. It's designed to live on those spaces so that it can reply on your behalf. All right. Any other questions around the AI bots?
No, it's so cool, so cool. And what I love is, I know I keep hammering this in. I teach it one time, and I don't have to go back and teach it ever again.
Yeah.
Just like right then, oh, cool, we need to add that in there. And I assume that you get records of all of the data and everything that's the conversations. I think it goes straight into your CRM there, and you can see, and you can always go back and go, oh, didn't think about that. Then you can tweak it, because here's the thing: me asking you asking who the owner was, says, yeah, I don't have that information. Well, clearly at that point, they're like, okay, cool, this is a bot. Well, let me see what I don't get mad about that. It's just, okay, cool. I don't have that information on there. So I think it's super cool, man. I think it's super cool.
Yeah. And you can train it to do that. If you want to put the information in about you, like I said, we just did yours very quickly, and just to kind of get a mock-up of what that looked like. So you can train it to do those things as well. And then, we mentioned about not just text message and email. There also is a voice assistant that can be implemented into your business as well. Some people have that need. Some people may not have that need. But if you do, like for reaching out to people who have said, I want to have a conversation, or maybe you have a support staff that you want any inbound call coming to your business, you want it initially, instead of that robo dial thing where press 1 for this, 2 for that, maybe you want them to have a conversation so that you can know what they're looking for. It can be trained to answer some basic questions and direct them to whether they need a follow-up call, or they need an email sent to them, or they need to talk to somebody or set an appointment. You can do that as well. So let me share. You let me know if you can hear the audio or not. Let me see if I can share this. This is a conversation with the AI assistant that I had, and we can put this on your website as well. So let me share and see if we can get that done here on just a second.
We could do a live call if you wanted to.
I've got it here. Let's see. Let me know if you can hear it. If not, and then we might do a live call.
There's no audio there.
No, there's no audio. I thought it was. Hold on just a second. Let me go back and redo that one more time. Thought I shared the audio on it. Yep, there we go. All right, so let me share that. That's what I was looking for. I hit the wrong button on Zoom. Okay, so now let's watch it. Well, I guess we're 0 for 2. I guess I'm.
Do you have a minute?
Yes, I do.
Great. Are you currently looking for new prospects and sales connections? If so, I'd love to ask a few questions to see how Personify can best assist you. Is that all right?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Awesome. Could you tell me a bit about your business and who your ideal clients are?
Anybody with a pulse.
Ha ha ha. I love the enthusiasm. But seriously, are you focusing more on businesses or individual consumers?
Mainly business.
Got it. So you're targeting B2B leads. What's an average new sale worth to your business?
$1 million.
Wow, that's impressive. With such high value sales, finding the right leads is crucial. What methods are you currently using to generate these leads?
Carrier pigeon.
Haha, that's a unique approach. Let's see if we can modernize that a bit. Are you looking to grow your sales and increase results with more efficient methods?
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Perfect. Have you had a chance to see our online demonstration of the Personify tool?
Yeah, it
If
looks
not, no.
great.
That's awesome to hear. Do you have any questions about how Personify can help with lead generation? Or are you ready to get started?
No, I think I'm ready.
Fantastic. You can sign up for an account at personifyos.com/pricing. Once you're set up, you'll be able to start finding leads in no time. Is there anything else you'd like to know before you dive in?
No, that's all. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm excited for you to get started, and I'll let the Personify team know to keep an eye out for your sign up. Thanks again, and we're looking forward to having you as a customer.
All right, good deal. Outside of me not knowing how to work Zoom, but that's a conversation that you can train an AI assistant to have about anything about your business. That's what you're going to say?
And on that right there, they click the button on your website and ask for a phone call. And, in sales in general, it doesn't matter if we're selling insurance or toilet paper or cars or shower curtains. The key to all of that is speed, especially when you're dealing with people shopping online. there's a lot of options for anything anybody wants to buy nowadays. I mean, there is, and them able to click a button and request a call, and it immediately them give a call, shoot a call to them and answer the majority of the questions. I mean, I couldn't do that. I mean, I can't do that. I mean, because I'm busy, right? I've got things going on. What if I'm out of the office for whatever reason? Like you said, this thing never sleeps. It's 4 in the morning when somebody does it. And I almost would probably on mine. I've got a lot of ideas. I wrote down some stuff, Gabe, when we go to set it up is, like I think, hey, listen, y'all have our AR salesperson call you back, and they can talk anytime, and even put some data on there. Hey, listen, they know everything. Maybe come to play with it, have some fun, see how long they can keep them on the phone, type of deal. Because the more they interact, the better everything is.
Yeah, for sure. So, it has. You mentioned speed to lead, and so especially in the industry where we offer this to all different kinds of service businesses. You think about plumbers and carpenters and electricians. Well, if you need a plumber, you're not waiting for them to call back. You're going to call the next person immediately. So if you've got the AI bot where it's on your website and can interact and give you a little bit of information, check your calendar, see when you could come out and give them a quote, or even if you have the voice on your website that can talk about your services and lead them to an appointment that says, yes, Josh can be out there this afternoon at 2:00. You're going to capture more clients than you would if you just try to do it the traditional way, which is why I said we're in that AI evolution. It's not going to be as much about a strategic advantage by the end of this year. It's going to be more about how do you implement it to survive this evolution and revolution that's on the way, which leads us exactly to the next slide that I wanted to talk about. One of the questions that I wanted to ask is, what does that look like for you? Because, most of us are trying to think about cost and expense, but let's approach it a little bit differently. Let me ask anybody that's listening, what is a client worth to you? A customer, what is that person worth to you? Which really, I think, is the approach we have to take. What is the customer equity, the long-term value of a client to your business? $100, $1,000? Sorry, I went the wrong way. $1,000, or is it $10,000 over the course of the life of that client? And then what's the cost of acquisition? How much does it cost you to find a potential client and then acquire them as far as time, money, and resources, either yourself, personnel, marketing, advertising? How much does it cost you to acquire a new client? And then the third part that we kind of were alluding to, what are you missing out on? What's the opportunity cost that if you do it the traditional way, potential clients you're missing out on because they called somebody else, they moved on, you didn't follow up, you weren't available? What is that costing you that maybe you could begin to recapture and have the advantage over somebody else who is doing it the more traditional way? I think that's the approach that a lot of us in business really need to take. It's not what's the cost, but what's the opportunity?
Gabe, right there, leave it on this for a second. You just said some stuff that probably 75% of the people listening to this or watching this has never thought of before. Yeah, they probably know what they're, this is how much I make immediately on my product, my service, my clients. So like in the insurance space, with us going and doing a SMRP, for example, into a group, we know what our average is and how much money that is. Well, like you said, though, well, how long does that person stay around? How long does that group stick around? What's the lifetime value on it? To me, if let's just say that, for us, a 25-person group, right? That group is worth somewhere around $35,000 to $40,000 for us in first year commissions. So let's just say 35 grand, but that same group there is going to renew at around $4,000 a year. So if I keep this group 7 years, I've got 24,000 plus 35,000. Well, I'm somewhere around $59,000-$60,000 is the lifetime value of this group for me. Well, how much would I spend to get $60,000? I mean, the math says 30, right?
Yeah.
I mean, You can even now. I think that's extreme, but also like if I make 35 grand first year on it, and I'm going to get renewals ongoing and stuff. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I could spend a lot of money getting that client. I damn sure could spend, $35,000 in the insurance world. If you're taking it as earned, I mean, that's $3,000 a month almost. Well, I for sure could spend 3 grand to get 60,
Yeah.
but I don't think it costs that much to get a client in what we do. But that's how I kind of do the math is, all right, this is how much I make over time. What's my immediate deal so I can cash flow it, right? Well, I know that my first commission check is going to be $3,000 on it. Well, I can spend up to that easy and make great money. So I just
Yeah.
want to put that out. People really sit down and think about that as far as, when you're looking at your business and what your product is and how much money you make and how long they stick around and stay when you're deciding how much money you can spend or invest into your business to get that client. All right, go
Yeah,
ahead.
for sure. And so a couple of ways that's important. I mean, I have 1,000 clients just on the basic life, regular life mortgage protection side. Well, I don't have time to follow up with them every year. And in today's world, if I don't follow up with them, that's going to fall off the books. They're either going to quit with a plan or they're going to be called by somebody else and change to a different plan. So I have automation set up to go out and just tell them happy birthday, Merry Christmas. And every year it's time for your annual renewal or review. Let's have a conversation. And the last 5 months, I won't give you exact numbers because I don't want it to seem, boasting. I've written 5-figure annual premium volume every month for the last 5 months just because the automations and the AI bot is having conversations leading people to an appointment where they're adding additional policies. Same thing with specifically the SMIRP. As this becomes more common, you're going to see more and more agencies offering this, trying to sweeten the deal and draw clients away. What if you're not following up with those clients and they don't have a relationship with you? They're going to fall off the books. So we've designed our automation in that sense to reach out to them monthly about any employee changes, quarterly to go over their 941s, and annually to talk about their renewal. If you're doing that, you're nurturing a relationship with a client that's going to stick with you longer that leads to the renewals you just talked about. Yeah. Okay.
So
All right.
on that real quick, let's not say 90. I would say 75 to 80% of the businesses that I have talked to and walked in haven't seen their agent in 3 years. What
Yeah.
would you say that number was for you, Josh? Probably 70, 80%?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that follow up is huge for those HR people.
yep.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what the Personify system does. It provides those resources and personnel that's working on your behalf, even when you've forgotten, got tired, bored, or doing something else. All right. So these are the solutions that we provide. We talked about a lot of different things. There's 4 main things we provide: lead discovery, finding your ideal client; then the automated messaging that's going to nurture and reach out to those people on your behalf automatically. And then the intelligent engagement, which are the AI bots for SMS, text message, social media, and then the voice AI added to bring a full circle, all encompassing AI powered sales pipeline, end to end marketing from beginning to end, finding the client to bringing them on to a sale and nurturing them throughout the life of their interactions with you. So the plans we offer, as we mentioned, lead discovery, communication, and plus. So the first one are the leads that we discussed in the leads tool. The middle plan, communication plan, includes the automated messages that go out to follow up and to try to nurture clients. The plus AI includes a couple of AI bots for your website, and then also for any replies that a client may have via text message, email, or social media. And then the elite plan, which includes the voice AI assistant as well. So those are the main plans that we offer. You can go to our website and check that out. The easiest way to do that would be to use this QR code. And so that's a QR code that would take you directly to the site that gives you the information about those different plans, what's included in those. You can always click on the contact us and schedule a call with us, or just request an AI call back to see if the AI has some information about what we offer as well. It'd be a good test case. All right, Josh, anything you want to say as we kind of wrap up?
No, here's the thing. As we said earlier, this is going to be for some people. This is not going to be for some people. I think if you are a solopreneur wanting to grow, you got to have something like this. I think if you're a shop that has 5 or 6 employees, I think you got to have something like this if you're wanting to grow. If you're happy, just kind of staying like you are. Obviously, don't invest in something that you're not going to use. You know what I mean? But this is one of those things where you spend a little time on the front end with Gabe and Justin and get it set up. It just keeps working for you on the back end. And man, I can't tell you how many times somebody's I see something on Facebook or somebody complaining because somebody so and so didn't call them back or they didn't get a response. And everybody's busy. Doesn't matter what business we're in. Just the simple peace of mind knowing that, man, this person's getting a response immediately, whether it's from a AI bot or not. At least we know that that's handled. And 80% of the time, the phone calls that get to me are something one of my staff could have answered. So this would cut out a lot of the busy work for a lot of people. So I'd encourage you to at least jump on and talk with Gabe and Justin about your business specifically and what that looks like. If you have any questions for me, of course, you know how to get in touch with me, but zap that right there and dive in and look at all the different options. And you'll find that it's very, very reasonably priced for what you're getting on all of that. So that's it. That's all I got, guys. I really appreciate your time. And again, everybody, I don't stick things out there that we don't use and that we haven't vetted and that we don't think is going to be valuable for you because we're in the insurance business. I'm not in the tech space, but this is a great tool and these guys are great agents and they do what we do every day. And when somebody that's a great agent, a great salesperson, runs a great organization, puts out a tool like this, I'm going to pay attention to it. And I think you should too.
Good deal. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you having us.